As we journey through life, the relationships we cultivate often shape our experiences and well-being, especially as we age. But what if the very connections we hold dear could be a source of danger? For those over 60, the landscape of relationships can become treacherous, and navigating these waters requires wisdom and discernment. The question is, how can you protect yourself from potential pitfalls while still honoring your emotional needs? In a world that often romanticizes familial bonds, the reality can be starkly different. Many older adults find themselves caught in a web of expectations, obligations, and sometimes manipulation. The emotional weight of not visiting your children, no matter how much it hurts, is a heavy burden to bear. Yet, understanding the philosophical underpinnings of these relationships can illuminate a path toward healthier interactions. By examining the motivations, desires, and fears that drive both you and your children, you can gain insights that empower you to make choices rooted in self-preservation and authenticity. Consider the age-old adage, "You can't choose your family." While it may ring true, it also implies that we have the power to choose how we engage with them. As you approach this stage of life, it's crucial to reflect on what truly matters: your peace of mind, emotional health, and sense of agency. The urgency lies in recognizing that the time for self-care is now. By prioritizing your well-being over societal expectations, you can create a more fulfilling life, free from the burdens of toxic dynamics. This exploration isn't merely about distancing yourself from loved ones, it's about redefining what love and care mean in your life. It's an invitation to delve into the deeper philosophical questions of existence. What does it mean to love? How do we balance our needs with those of others? By engaging with these questions, you can cultivate a more profound understanding of your relationships, leading to healthier boundaries and more meaningful connections. Ultimately, the goal is to empower you to live your golden years with intention and joy. By recognizing the potential dangers that come with familial ties, you can make informed decisions that honor both your needs and the complexities of your relationships. The insights gained from this journey can help you navigate the delicate balance between love and self-preservation, ensuring that your later years are not marred by unnecessary strife. In conclusion, the call to action is clear. Embrace the wisdom that comes with age and don't shy away from difficult choices. The philosophical exploration of your relationships can provide the clarity you need to thrive. As you reflect on your connections, remember that you have the power to shape your narrative. By understanding the dynamics at play, you can foster a life filled with authenticity, peace, and genuine fulfillment. The time to act is now. Your future self will thank you for it. As individuals age, they often find themselves navigating a complex web of relationships, particularly with family members. The emotional bonds that tie generations together can be both a source of comfort and a potential source of conflict. For those over 60, the dynamics of familial interactions can shift dramatically. This shift can lead to feelings of vulnerability, dependency, and at times, even resentment. The philosophy of aging emphasizes the importance of autonomy and self-respect, yet many elderly individuals may feel compelled to prioritize family connections, even when those connections may not be healthy. This creates a pressing need to explore the implications of these relationships and the potential pitfalls that can arise when elderly individuals engage with their children. One of the core issues faced by older adults is the challenge of maintaining independence while navigating familial expectations. Many elderly individuals may feel a strong sense of obligation to support their children, often at the expense of their own well-being. This can manifest in various ways, such as emotional manipulation or financial dependency. For instance, an elderly parent may feel pressured to provide financial assistance to a struggling child, even if it jeopardizes their own financial security. The philosophical concept of ethical responsibility suggests that individuals have a duty to care for others, but it also raises questions about the boundaries of that responsibility. Understanding where to draw the line is crucial for the well-being of both parties. Moreover, the emotional landscape of aging can complicate these relationships. Loneliness and isolation are common among the elderly, making the desire for connection even more pronounced. However, this longing can lead individuals to overlook red flags in their children's behavior. For example, a parent may ignore signs of manipulation or emotional abuse, because they fear losing the connection with their child. This raises an important philosophical question. How do we balance the desire for familial ties with the need for self-preservation? Addressing this issue is essential for fostering healthy relationships and ensuring that older adults can maintain their dignity and autonomy. To navigate these complex dynamics, it is vital to cultivate awareness and establish boundaries. Key concepts, such as emotional intelligence and assertiveness, can empower older adults to recognize unhealthy patterns in their relationships. For instance, engaging in open and honest conversations about expectations can help clarify roles and responsibilities within the family. Visual aids, such as diagrams illustrating healthy versus unhealthy relationship dynamics, can serve as useful tools for understanding these concepts. Additionally, seeking support from peers or professional counselors can provide valuable insights and strategies for managing these challenges. Ultimately, the topic at hand addresses a critical need for older adults to reclaim their agency in familial relationships. By fostering an understanding of the potential pitfalls and encouraging self-reflection, individuals can make informed decisions about their interactions with their children. Emphasizing the importance of self-care and setting boundaries can lead to healthier, more fulfilling relationships that honor both the needs of the elderly and the complexities of family dynamics. In doing so, we not only enhance the quality of life for older adults, but also promote a more compassionate understanding of aging within society. Your journey matters. If you're over 60, understanding the dynamics of relationships is vital for your well-being. We invite you to join the conversation in the comments below. Share your experiences, ask questions, and connect with others who are navigating similar challenges. Your insights are invaluable, and together, we can create a supportive community. Don't hesitate to subscribe for more content and keep the dialogue going. Your voice is essential. As individuals enter their senior years, the relationships they maintain can significantly impact their well-being. The idea of being cautious around certain people, particularly family members, stems from the complexities of emotional dynamics and the potential for unintentional harm. For those over 60, it is crucial to recognize that not all familial bonds are nurturing. Sometimes the desire to remain close to children or relatives can lead to emotional distress or even health issues. The goal here is to foster awareness and promote healthier interactions that prioritize emotional and physical well-being. Understanding the nuances of family dynamics is vital. For example, consider a scenario where an elderly parent frequently visits their adult child, who may be emotionally or financially dependent. The parent might feel obligated to provide support, yet this relationship could lead to feelings of resentment or stress. The emotional weight can be heavy as the parent may feel responsible for their child's happiness. In such cases, it may be beneficial to establish boundaries. Instead of frequent visits, consider scheduled phone calls or video chats that allow for connection without the emotional toll of in-person interactions. This approach helps maintain relationships while also safeguarding one's mental health. Another practical step is to evaluate the nature of the interactions. If certain family members consistently bring negativity or stress into an elderly person's life, it may be wise to limit contact. For instance, if a child often criticizes their parents' lifestyle choices or decisions, this can create an environment of anxiety and self-doubt. In these situations, it is essential to communicate openly about feelings and set clear boundaries. A conversation could begin with, "I appreciate your concern, but I need to make choices that are right for me." This can help shift the dynamic towards a more respectful and supportive relationship, allowing for healthier interactions moving forward. Moreover, engaging with a broader social circle can provide a sense of community and support that may be lacking in familial relationships. Joining local clubs, volunteering, or participating in community events can introduce new friendships and reduce reliance on family for emotional fulfillment. For example, consider a senior who joins a book club. Not only does this provide intellectual stimulation, but it also fosters connections with like-minded individuals who share similar interests. These new relationships can offer emotional support and companionship, creating a more balanced social life that doesn't solely depend on family ties. Lastly, self-reflection plays a critical role in understanding one's needs and desires in relationships. Taking time to assess what truly brings joy and fulfillment can guide decisions about whom to spend time with. Journaling or discussing feelings with a trusted friend or counselor can help clarify thoughts. For instance, if an elderly individual realizes that they feel drained after visits with a particular family member, this reflection can prompt a re-evaluation of how often they engage with that person. Setting personal goals for social interactions can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships, ultimately enhancing quality of life. In conclusion, while the desire to stay connected with family is natural, it is essential for seniors to prioritize their emotional and physical well-being. By establishing boundaries, seeking healthier interactions, expanding social circles, and engaging in self-reflection, individuals over 60 can cultivate relationships that are supportive and enriching, rather than draining. This thoughtful approach not only protects against potential emotional harm, but also fosters a more fulfilling and joyful life in the later years. Understanding the dynamics of familial relationships as one ages is increasingly urgent, especially given the rising number of older adults in society, with the global population of individuals over 60 projected to reach 2. This demographic shift brings to light the complexities of relationships between older adults and their children, often fraught with emotional, psychological, and even physical challenges. As families navigate these changes, the advice to be cautious in these interactions resonates deeply, highlighting a critical need for awareness and understanding of the potential risks involved. The current trend of increased familial tensions, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, has made it essential to scrutinize how older adults engage with their children. Many seniors have experienced isolation during lockdowns, leading to a heightened desire for connection. However, this yearning can cloud judgment, leading to situations where older individuals may overlook red flags in their relationships with adult children. For instance, the emotional strain of caregiving can sometimes manifest in resentment or conflict, creating an environment where older adults may feel unwelcome or pressured. Addressing these dynamics is vital, as failing to recognize these issues can lead to emotional distress and even health complications for older individuals. Moreover, the philosophical implications of autonomy and dependence in old age are crucial to consider. As individuals grow older, they often grapple with the balance between maintaining independence and relying on family support. This tension can create a knowledge gap regarding the boundaries that should exist in these relationships. Older adults may feel obligated to visit their children, even when it may not be in their best interest, leading to potential exploitation or emotional harm. Understanding the ethical considerations surrounding these interactions is essential, as it empowers older adults to make informed decisions about their relationships, safeguarding their well-being. Additionally, the societal narrative surrounding aging often romanticizes the idea of close-knit family ties, which can overshadow the reality that not all family relationships are healthy. The urgency to dissect this narrative is underscored by the increasing awareness of elder abuse, both emotional and financial, which can occur within family settings. Reports indicate that a significant percentage of elder abuse cases involve family members, emphasizing the need for older adults to be vigilant about their interactions. By fostering a critical understanding of these relationships, older individuals can better navigate their social environments, ensuring they prioritize their safety and mental health. In summary, the pressing need to understand the implications of familial relationships for those over 60 cannot be overstated. With the growing elderly population and the complexities of modern family dynamics, it is crucial to address the challenges that arise in these interactions. By fostering awareness and encouraging older adults to critically evaluate their relationships, society can help mitigate the risks associated with familial ties. This understanding not only empowers older individuals, but also promotes healthier, more respectful interactions across generations, ensuring that the later years of life can be enjoyed with dignity and peace. As individuals transition into their senior years, the dynamics of relationships, particularly with family, can become complex. The philosophy of care and interdependence plays a crucial role in understanding these relationships. One foundational concept is the idea of autonomy versus dependency. Autonomy emphasizes an individual's right to make choices about their own life, while dependency highlights the need for support, especially in old age. Striking a balance between these two can be challenging when family dynamics come into play. Consider the ethical implications of visiting adult children as a senior. On one hand, the desire to maintain family connections is natural and often emotionally driven. However, the potential for conflict or misunderstanding can arise from differing perspectives on care, independence, and lifestyle choices. For instance, an elderly parent may feel a strong urge to visit their children, believing it strengthens familial bonds, yet their children might have their own concerns about the parent's health or ability to travel, leading to tension. This situation exemplifies the philosophical dilemma of prioritizing emotional needs versus practical considerations for well-being. Moreover, the concept of philosophical pessimism can shed light on these relationships. This viewpoint suggests that human interactions are often fraught with misunderstanding and disappointment. For seniors, who may already be grappling with loss or health issues, engaging with family can sometimes lead to feelings of isolation or inadequacy. The challenge lies in recognizing when these interactions may do more harm than good. For example, if a visit leads to arguments or stress, it might be wiser to maintain distance for one's emotional health. Another relevant philosophical concept is the notion of the ethics of care, which emphasizes the importance of nurturing relationships and being attuned to the needs of others. This perspective encourages seniors to consider not just their own desires, but also the emotional and physical well-being of their children. If a visit could potentially burden a child who is already juggling responsibilities, it might be more compassionate to refrain from visiting, despite the emotional cost to the parent. This consideration fosters a healthier family dynamic, as it prioritizes mutual respect and understanding. Data supports the idea that maintaining healthy boundaries can lead to better mental health outcomes for seniors. Studies have shown that older adults who engage in positive social interactions, while also respecting their own limits and those of their family, report higher levels of satisfaction and well-being. This highlights the importance of evaluating the quality of interactions rather than merely the quantity of visits. Visual aids such as flowcharts could be beneficial in illustrating the decision-making process for seniors contemplating visits to their children. A simple chart could outline questions to consider. Am I feeling emotionally stable? How might my visit affect my child? Are there alternative ways to connect that could be less stressful? Such tools can empower seniors to make informed decisions that prioritize their well-being and the health of their relationships. Ultimately, navigating family relationships in old age requires a delicate balance of emotional needs and practical realities. By understanding the philosophical concepts of autonomy, dependency, and the ethics of care, seniors can approach their relationships with greater awareness and intention. This thoughtful engagement can help foster more meaningful connections, ensuring that the bonds with family remain strong and supportive, even when physical visits may not be advisable. Navigating relationships with family members, particularly adult children, can be complex for individuals over 60. Philosophical reflections on autonomy, interdependence, and the nature of familial bonds can illuminate this challenge. For instance, the Stoic philosophy emphasizes emotional resilience and rational decision-making. This approach encourages older adults to assess their relationships critically, focusing on what truly enhances their well-being rather than societal expectations or guilt. By practicing Stoicism, individuals can cultivate a mindset that prioritizes their own emotional health over familial obligations. Practical applications of this philosophical perspective can be seen in how older adults choose to engage with their children. For instance, instead of visiting their children out of obligation, they might opt for meaningful interactions that foster mutual respect and understanding. This could involve scheduling regular video calls, where both parties share experiences and thoughts, thereby maintaining a connection without the emotional strain that physical visits may entail. Such an approach not only preserves the dignity of the older adult, but also encourages their children to appreciate the value of their time together. However, challenges arise when emotional ties and societal norms create pressure to conform to traditional family dynamics. The fear of being perceived as distant or uncaring can lead to anxiety and guilt. To counteract this, older adults can engage in philosophical discussions with their children about the nature of relationships. For example, referencing existentialist ideas, they can explore the concept of authenticity in relationships, emphasizing that genuine connections are rooted in understanding and respect rather than obligation. By framing their choices in this philosophical context, older adults can help their children understand that their well-being is paramount, fostering a healthier family dynamic. Implementing boundaries is another practical strategy grounded in philosophical thought. Setting clear limits on interactions can be difficult, especially when emotional ties are involved. However, drawing from Kantian ethics, which emphasizes the importance of treating oneself and others with respect, older adults can establish boundaries that honor their needs. For instance, if a visit causes stress or discomfort, they might express their feelings to their children, suggesting alternative ways to connect that are more enjoyable for both parties. This not only reinforces their autonomy, but also teaches children the importance of respecting personal boundaries. Furthermore, engaging in community activities can provide older adults with a sense of belonging and purpose that may alleviate the emotional burden of family dynamics. Philosophically, this aligns with Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, which emphasizes flourishing through community engagement. By participating in local clubs, volunteering, or attending workshops, older adults can cultivate meaningful relationships outside their family, enriching their lives and providing them with emotional support. This strategy not only diversifies their social interactions, but also helps them maintain a positive outlook on life, reducing the emotional weight of familial expectations. Lastly, older adults can benefit from mindfulness practices that encourage self-reflection and emotional regulation. Drawing from Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness can help individuals become aware of their feelings without judgment, allowing them to navigate complex family dynamics with greater clarity. For example, through meditation or journaling, they can explore their emotions regarding family visits, identifying patterns that lead to discomfort. This self-awareness can empower them to make informed decisions about their interactions, ensuring that they prioritize their well-being while still maintaining healthy relationships. In summary, the intersection of philosophy and practical strategies provides a robust framework for older adults navigating familial relationships. By applying philosophical concepts to real-world scenarios, they can cultivate healthier dynamics, establish boundaries, and engage meaningfully with their communities, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and autonomous life. As individuals reach their 60s and beyond, the dynamics of relationships with family members, particularly children, can become increasingly complex. Philosophically, this stage of life invites reflection on the nature of dependence and autonomy, prompting a re-evaluation of familial ties. The advice to be cautious when visiting children stems from a deeper understanding of how power dynamics shift as parents age. For many, the act of visiting children can unintentionally reinforce a role of dependence, where the elderly may feel obligated to conform to their children's expectations or lifestyles, potentially leading to feelings of inadequacy or loss of identity. Consider the case of Eleanor, a 65-year-old woman who frequently visited her adult daughter, Sarah. Initially, these visits were filled with warmth and connection, but over time, Eleanor began to feel that her opinions were dismissed and her autonomy undermined. Sarah, with her busy life and modern sensibilities, often made decisions for Eleanor, from her diet to her social engagements. This shift not only strained their relationship, but also led Eleanor to question her own worth. Experts in gerontology emphasize the importance of maintaining a sense of agency and independence in old age. They argue that fostering relationships based on mutual respect rather than obligation can significantly enhance emotional well-being. An alternative approach is to establish boundaries that allow for healthy interactions. For instance, engaging in activities that empower the elderly, such as volunteering or pursuing hobbies, can reinforce a sense of purpose and identity separate from familial roles. This strategy not only nurtures the elderly's self-esteem, but also cultivates a more balanced relationship with their children. By focusing on shared interests rather than caretaking dynamics, both parties can navigate their evolving roles with greater understanding and respect. The philosophical exploration of these dynamics reveals that the essence of relationships in old age should pivot from dependence to mutual respect and understanding. The case of Eleanor can serve as a pivotal example of how the right approach can lead to healthier familial interactions. Instead of viewing visits as obligatory, they can be framed as opportunities for connection that honor each individual's autonomy. This shift in perspective can mitigate the emotional strain often associated with aging and familial expectations. Ultimately, the resolution lies in recognizing that while the desire for familial closeness is natural, the manner in which these relationships are navigated is crucial. By fostering an environment where elderly individuals feel empowered to define their own experiences, families can cultivate deeper, more respectful connections. This philosophical lens not only enhances the quality of life for the elderly, but also enriches the familial bond, allowing for a more nuanced understanding of love that transcends mere obligation. In doing so, families can navigate the complexities of aging with grace, ensuring that relationships remain a source of joy rather than a burden. Understanding the complexities of familial relationships, especially as one ages, is a vital aspect of philosophical inquiry. The notion that individuals over 60 should exercise caution in their interactions with family members, particularly children, is rooted in both psychological and sociological research. The implications of these relationships can significantly affect one's mental and emotional well-being, highlighting the need for a careful evaluation of familial dynamics. Research conducted by the American Psychological Association indicates that older adults often face unique challenges in their relationships with adult children. A study published in the Journal of Family Psychology found that while many older adults desire close relationships with their children, these interactions can sometimes lead to increased stress and emotional turmoil. This stress often arises from differing expectations, financial dependency, or unresolved conflicts from the past. The philosophical implications of this dynamic suggest that the pursuit of familial harmony may not always lead to positive outcomes, urging older individuals to consider the quality of these relationships over mere proximity. Anecdotal evidence also underscores the importance of this caution. Consider the case of Margaret, a 65-year-old woman who frequently visited her adult son and his family. Initially, these visits were filled with joy, but over time, Margaret began to feel increasingly unwelcome due to her son's subtle criticisms and her daughter-in-law's dismissive attitude. This situation deteriorated to the point where Margaret experienced anxiety before each visit. Such narratives illustrate the emotional toll that familial interactions can take on older adults, reinforcing the idea that physical presence does not guarantee emotional safety. Statistics further illuminate this issue. According to the Pew Research Center, about 28% of older adults report feeling lonely, a figure that has been linked to strained family relationships. The emotional isolation experienced by many seniors can be exacerbated by negative interactions with family members. Philosophically, this raises questions about the nature of love and obligation within families. Are familial duties inherently positive, or can they sometimes lead to harm? The answer may depend on the quality of the relationships rather than the mere existence of familial ties. The implications of these findings extend to broader societal contexts. As the population ages, understanding the dynamics of familial relationships becomes increasingly important. The World Health Organization emphasizes the need for supportive environments for older adults, advocating for community resources that foster healthy interactions. This approach aligns with philosophical perspectives that prioritize well-being and the quality of relationships over traditional norms of familial loyalty. Encouraging older adults to seek fulfilling connections rather than obligatory ones can lead to improved mental health outcomes. Moreover, the philosophical concept of autonomy plays a crucial role in this discussion. Older adults should be empowered to make choices about their relationships, including the decision to distance themselves from toxic family dynamics. This autonomy is vital for maintaining dignity and self-respect in later life. By fostering environments where older individuals can prioritize their mental health, society can promote a more nuanced understanding of familial obligations. In conclusion, the caution advised for those over 60 regarding their interactions with family members is not merely a protective measure. It is a call to critically examine the nature of these relationships. By considering the psychological research, anecdotal evidence, and broader societal implications, one can appreciate the importance of nurturing healthy connections. The philosophical inquiry into these dynamics not only enriches our understanding of aging, but also encourages a more compassionate approach to familial relationships, ultimately enhancing the well-being of older adults. As we navigate the complexities of aging, particularly for those over 60, it's essential to approach relationships with a thoughtful mindset. The notion of visiting children, despite the emotional pull, invites a deeper philosophical inquiry into the nature of familial bonds and the potential impact on one's well-being. The wisdom of philosophers like Socrates, who emphasize the importance of self-knowledge, can guide us here. Understanding the dynamics of these relationships is crucial. Are they supportive and nurturing, or do they inadvertently foster dependency or conflict? The answer often lies in the quality of communication and the emotional landscape of these interactions. One of the key concerns for older adults is the potential for emotional strain when visiting family. Research indicates that such visits can sometimes lead to stress rather than joy, particularly if there are unresolved issues or differing lifestyles. A study published in the Journal of Family Psychology found that older adults who maintained healthy boundaries reported higher levels of life satisfaction. This suggests that prioritizing one's mental health over familial obligations can be an act of self-care. It's not about rejecting family, rather, it's about fostering healthier interactions that don't compromise personal well-being. For instance, instead of frequent visits, consider scheduling regular phone calls or video chats which can provide connection without the physical and emotional toll of in-person meetings. Moreover, the philosophical concept of autonomy plays a significant role here. As individuals age, maintaining autonomy becomes increasingly important. The desire for independence can clash with the expectations of family members who might view their involvement as necessary. This conflict can lead to feelings of resentment or inadequacy. Embracing the idea that it's okay to set boundaries can empower older adults to take control of their lives. For instance, engaging in community activities or forming friendships outside the family can provide a sense of belonging and fulfillment. According to a study by the National Institute on Aging, social engagement is linked to improved mental health outcomes for older adults, highlighting the importance of diverse relationships. Another critical aspect to consider is the emotional impact of family dynamics on one's health. The American Psychological Association notes that negative family interactions can lead to increased stress levels, which in turn can affect physical health. This is particularly concerning for older adults who may already be managing chronic health issues. By recognizing the potential for stress in family visits, individuals can make informed choices about their interactions. It's not about severing ties, but rather about cultivating a supportive environment that prioritizes mental and emotional health. Seeking professional guidance or participating in support groups can also provide valuable perspectives and coping strategies. In conclusion, the decision to visit children or engage with family as one ages should be approached with care and consideration. Philosophical insights remind us to prioritize self-awareness and autonomy, ensuring that relationships enhance rather than detract from our quality of life. By fostering open communication, setting healthy boundaries, and exploring alternative forms of connection, older adults can navigate these complex dynamics with grace. Ultimately, the goal is to create a fulfilling and supportive environment that honors both the individual's needs and the essence of familial love. As individuals over 60 navigate the complexities of aging, it is essential to approach relationships with a discerning mindset. The insights gained from the discussion around the dynamics of visiting adult children reveal that emotional ties can sometimes lead to unintentional harm. The philosophy behind these insights emphasizes the importance of self-preservation and the need to foster healthy boundaries. Recognizing that the desire to connect with loved ones can be overwhelming, it is crucial to assess whether these interactions contribute positively to one's emotional and mental well-being. One key takeaway is the necessity of evaluating the motivations behind familial relationships. Often, the desire to visit children stems from a place of love and longing. However, it is vital to consider the potential repercussions. The philosophy of self-care advocates for prioritizing one's own emotional health, which may mean limiting or rethinking interactions that could lead to stress or discomfort. By understanding that not all familial connections are beneficial, individuals can cultivate a more balanced approach to their relationships. This shift in perspective allows for a more thoughtful engagement with family, focusing on quality rather than quantity. To implement these insights effectively, individuals over 60 should take proactive steps to assess their relationships. Start by reflecting on past interactions with children or family members. Identify patterns that lead to feelings of anxiety, resentment, or sadness. Create a list of the relationships that bring joy and fulfillment versus those that drain energy and create stress. This exercise will clarify which connections are worth nurturing and which may require boundaries or even distance. Once you have identified these dynamics, establish clear boundaries that prioritize your well-being. Communicate openly with family members about your feelings and needs. This may involve expressing a desire for less frequent visits or suggesting alternative ways to connect, such as phone calls or video chats. Emphasizing your intent to maintain a healthy relationship can foster understanding and respect among family members. Additionally, consider expanding your social circle beyond family ties. Engaging with peers, joining community groups, or participating in activities that interest you can provide new avenues for connection and fulfillment. This diversification of relationships not only enriches your social life, but also reinforces the idea that meaningful connections can exist outside of familial obligations. In conclusion, embracing the philosophy of self-care and healthy boundaries can significantly enhance the quality of life for individuals over 60 by thoughtfully evaluating relationships and prioritizing emotional well-being. You can foster a more enriching and supportive social environment. Take the first step today. Reflect on your relationships, set boundaries, and seek out new connections that uplift you. Your journey towards a more fulfilling life starts now. Engage with others who share similar experiences and insights, and together, cultivate a community that values emotional health and mutual respect. Navigating the complexities of aging and family dynamics often leads us to profound philosophical questions about love, responsibility, and the nature of relationships. As individuals over 60 reflect on their lives, they may find themselves at a crossroads, where the desire for connection with children can clash with the need for self-preservation and emotional well-being. The wisdom gained from years of experience teaches us that not all familial bonds are nurturing. Some may be fraught with tension or unresolved issues. It is essential to approach these relationships with a discerning eye, recognizing that the pursuit of closeness should never come at the expense of one's mental or physical health. The philosophical inquiry into the nature of love reveals that sometimes the most loving act is to maintain distance, allowing space for growth and healing for both parties. As we delve deeper into the implications of these relationships, we are urged to explore what it means to truly care for oneself while grappling with the emotional weight of familial obligations. The journey of aging is not merely about the passage of time. It encompasses the evolution of self-awareness and the courage to make choices that align with one's values and well-being. Engaging with this content invites a broader reflection on the societal expectations placed upon older adults, challenging the notion that proximity equates to love. Instead, it encourages the exploration of alternative forms of connection that prioritize emotional health and safety. The philosophical underpinning here is the idea that authentic relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, rather than obligation. This perspective empowers individuals to redefine their boundaries and seek out relationships that enrich their lives rather than diminish them. In embracing these insights, older adults are encouraged to take proactive steps toward nurturing their own well-being, even if it means making difficult decisions about family interactions. The journey of self-discovery and self-care is a vital part of the aging process, and it is never too late to seek out new connections, whether they be friendships, community involvement, or support groups that align with one's values. The call to action is clear. Prioritize your emotional and mental health, and do not shy away from seeking relationships that uplift you. Life is a tapestry woven from the threads of our experiences, choices, and relationships. As we navigate the complexities of aging, let us remember that the essence of a fulfilling life lies not in the quantity of connections, but in the quality of those we choose to nurture. Ultimately, the journey of aging is an opportunity for profound transformation. In the words of the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. As you move forward, carry with you the understanding that every choice shapes your narrative. Embrace the wisdom of your years, and let it guide you toward relationships that honor your spirit and enrich your journey. Remember, the legacy you create is not solely defined by your connections to others, but by the love and respect you cultivate within yourself.